Today class we are going to discuss about fundamental theorem of cyclic groups, which is very important theorem in abstract algebra. So it states that every subgroup of a cyclic group is cyclic. So if you consider a cyclic group, then all its subgroup will be also cyclic. Moreover, if order of cyclic group generated by A equal to n, then the order of any subgroup of cyclic group generated by A is a divisor of n, and for each positive divisor k of n, cyclic group generated by A has exactly one subgroup of order k, namely cyclic group generated by A raised to n by k, which states that if order of cyclic group generated by A equal to n, then consider all divisor k of n, then its subgroup of order k will be unique, that subgroup will be unique, and the form of that subgroup is nothing but cyclic group generated by A raised to n by k, which is a subgroup of order k. So, for example, if you take n as 15, G is a cyclic group of order 15, then what are the possible divisors of 15? They are 1, 3, 5 and 15. So, G will have cyclic subgroup of each of this order, that is 1, 3, 5, 15, and they will be of the form A raised to 15 by 1 cyclic group generated by A raised to 15 by 1, comma, cyclic group generated by A raised to 15 by 3, comma, cyclic group generated by A raised to 50 by 5, comma, cyclic group generated by A raised to 50 by 5. That are cyclic group generated by A, cyclic group generated by AQ, cyclic group generated by A raised to 5, and cyclic group generated by 15, A raised to 15. Okay, this is what this theorem states. Now we move on to the proof. Let G equal to cyclic group generated by A, and suppose that H is a subgroup of G. Take an arbitrary subgroup of G. We have to claim that it is cyclic. So, if H is equal to identity element only, if H equal to set E, then it contains only one element, so this group become automatically cyclic. So, we can assume that H is not equal to identity. So, there is some element which is not an identity element. That next claim is it contains an element of the form A raised to T where T is positive. Since H is a subset of G, subgroup of G, and G equal to cyclic group generated by A, so every element of H will be of the form some power of A, say some A raised to T. And if A raised to T belongs to H with a T less than 0, then H is a subgroup. It is a subgroup. So, A inverse of A raised to T, A raised to minus T belongs to H with, since T less than 0, T is negative, minus T will be positive. So, we can say that there is an element of the form A raised to T which is positive. So, if A raised to T is an element of H, every element of H will be some power of A. Suppose this is an element with a T less than 0, surely it inverse of A raised to T also belongs to H with minus T, that is T will be, its power will be positive. So, we can find an element of the form A raised to T, A power T, where T is positive. So, our claim is verified. So, there is an element in H of the form A raised to T where T is greater than 0. Now, M is the least positive integer. Let m be the least positive integer such that a raised to m belongs to h. We know that every element of h will be of the form a raised to something. So m be the least integer such that a raised to m belongs to h. We take m to be the least positive integer. We have to prove that h equal to cyclic group generated by a raised to m. Now, since a raised to m belongs to h, by closure property, all powers of a raised to m will be also an element of h. So, one part is our cyclic group generated by a raised to m is subset of h. Now, we have to prove that h is a subset of cyclic group generated by m. For that, take an element b belongs to h. So, every element of b is also an element of g. So, b can be written as a raised to k for some k. Now, divide k by m and apply division algorithm. Let q be the quotient and r be the remainder. So, we can write k as mq plus r where 0 less than or equal to r less than m. Now, take a raised to k. A raised to k is nothing but mq plus r. So, a raised to k is a raised to mq plus r, which is equal to a raised to mq into a raised to r. So, from this we can write a raised to r as a raised to minus mq into a raised to k. But what is a raised to k? This is b. b is an element of h. So, a raised to k belongs to h. And a raised to minus mq is equal to a raised to m whole raised to minus q. So, it also belongs to h by closure property. So, their product a raised to minus mq into a raised to k, which is a raised to r. By closure property, we can say that a raised to r is also an element of h. So, what we have shown, we have taken m is the least positive integer such that it belongs to h, but now we got there is an element which is less than m and belongs to h. So, the possibility of r must be 0. So, we have taken that it is least positive integer, but we got another integer which is less than m belongs to h. So, we have taken it as least positive integer. So, it cannot be positive. So, r should be, it cannot be positive integer, r cannot be positive integer. So, r must take the value 0. So, b equal to, what happened? b equal to a raised to k is equal to a raised to mq plus r, then r is 0, which is equal to a raised to m into q, which can be written as a raised to m whole raised to q. So, which belongs to all the powers of a raised to m, which will be surely an element of cyclic group generated by a raised to m. So, we have taken element b belongs to h and we prove that it belongs to cyclic group generated by a raised to m. So, from that two equation we can write h is cyclic group generated by a raised to m. That is a raised to m generates s. So, h is a cyclic group. Hence, but we have proved that a subgroup of a cyclic group is cyclic. Next, suppose order of cyclic group generated by a is n. Suppose its order is n, order of g equal to n, and h is a subgroup of cyclic group generated by a. And take a subgroup. Now we have shown that h equal to cyclic group generated by a raised to m, where m is the least positive integer such that a raised to m belongs to h. Previously, we have shown that h equal to cyclic group generated by a raised to m. That is h is cyclic. Suppose that order of h equal to p. Suppose its order is p. Then what you mean by order of a group? Order of a cyclic group. This is a cyclic group. So order of an element and the order generate in the element in the group in order of same area. That is, if order of h equal to p, then order of a raised to m and order of cyclic group generated by a raised to m are same. That means a raised to m whole raised to p equal to e, that is a raised to m into p equal to e. But what is the order of, so from this we get order of A is n. We know that order of A is n. N is the least positive integer such that A raised to n equal to e. So what should be n? N should be equal to m into p. If order of h equal to p, then we get A raised to m into p equal to e. So what will order of n, but n is the least positive integer such that A raised to n is e. So from this we can conclude that n equal to m into p. N equal to m into p means p is a divisor of n. So p is a divisor of n. That is, order of a subgroup divides order of a group. Finally, let k be any positive divisor of n, we have to show that cyclic group generated by A raised to n by k is the one and only one subgroup of cyclic group generated by A of order k. Now, order of cyclic group generated by A raised to n by k, we find that we have a theorem. Using that theorem, that is, order of A raised to k is n by GCD of n comma k. Here, order of cyclic group generated by A raised to n by k is n by GCD of n comma n by k. Applying that theorem, we get n by GCD of n comma n by k is nothing but n by k, which is equal to k. Now, let H be any subgroup of cyclic group generated by A of order k. Here we show that the order of this group is k. Now we have to show uniqueness. There is only one subgroup of order k. So H be any subgroup of cyclic group generated by A of order k. Now, and also we prove that H is equal to cyclic group generated by A raised to m, where m is a divisor of n. Then m, we can write m as GCD of n comma m, because m is a divisor of n. So m can written as GCD of n comma m. K equal to what we have taken, k equal to order of h. What is h? Order of cyclic group generated by A raised to m, and order of cyclic group generated by A raised to m is same as order of that element. So here k equal to order of A raised to m, which is equal to order of, what is m? GCD of n comma m, that is order of A raised to GCD of n comma m. Again we are applying the previous theorem, that is order of A raised to k equal to n by GCD of n comma k. Here again we get order of A raised to GCD of n comma m equal to n by GCD of n comma m, which is equal to GCD of n comma is n by m, that is k equal to n by m. So k equal to n by m, thus what is m? M equal to n by k. So m equal to n by k. So we get h equal to cyclic group generated by A raised to, replacing m by n by k, h equal to cyclic group generated by A raised to n by k. So every subgroup of order k is unique, and it will be of the form cyclic group generated by A raised to n by k. Hence the proof.